Hi everyone. So it's been a while since I actually posted something, and I wanted to spill my opinions and thoughts on the Crucible League again. Okay, this is part 2. Now that things are going, like I have my high budget, I'm farming extra currencies. Like yeah, the game is kind of completed for me. I'm gonna give you my thoughts, my real thoughts and opinions on Crucible League. Okay. And then I will talk about my upcoming plans for the rest of the league. I think the league is still actually very long. So it's been like 3 weeks into the league only. So yeah. And also I'm gonna talk a little bit about POE 2 because I think not many of you know what is going on with POE 2. It is much nearer and closer and cooler than you think. Okay? So first up, Crucible League. Okay, honestly, it's become very boring to a point where I am literally doing the exact same thing as last league. Okay, exact same thing. Almost. I will say 98%. Exactly the same thing. Because the only change that is happening is the Crucible tree. Okay? And it is really, really not very interactive, or it's not very user friendly towards unique equipments. Okay, and a lot of my I would say builds, the builds that I specialize in is actually on unique equipments, and they are only on weapons, and most of the weapons in my build uses unique. They are unique weapons. Okay, so it's not very interactive, it's not very user friendly. Like when I do it on a cosplay, if I see a bad note or a note that actually breaks the build, what am I gonna do with it? I mean, I can't just leave it there. It makes no sense because this is what the league is all about, right? So I have to find another one and grow into the Forge of Titans and do it again and try my luck. Okay, and this is the current cosplay that I'm using. Okay, so there's like 9% attack speed and then 60 strength and dex and intelligence. That's all. That's all. It's nothing great. It's really nothing great because I've given up. Okay, the whole point is I've given up on doing this tree. If you want to know, this is my number 20th cosplay that I've done, and this is the best. This is the best I've cooked so far. Okay, it's just that horrible. Can you imagine the number of times I have to buy a maximum roll 14% attack speed cosplay, and buy the remnant to go in to forge on a unique equipment 20 times. 20 times, and I still can't get something good. Yes, it's a lot of RNG. Okay, so that is really the real problem of Crucible. There are a lot of unnecessary things to do. That's number one. Okay, the monsters are way too strong. Okay, still way too strong even after the nerf. I have to admit. Okay, when you are promoting a new league mechanic, as long as it is not beginner friendly or it is not league starter friendly, that's it. Your league is slightly screwed. Okay, that's the first downfall of this league. Okay, honestly speaking, this is what I feel. Okay, and that's why it is so difficult to do the league. People are doing the exact same thing as last league, which is playing their favorite build or probably following some meta builds that most of the the famous or popular content creators are promoting them. All right. So yeah, that is one problem. Okay, that's one problem. The second problem is their rare items are much better. Like you can find a Crucible tree, and if you don't like it, you can remove it and try it again. That's the good part about the rare weapons. However, can you imagine the time taken and consumed that you need to go through this shit over and over and over again? Let's just say you're gonna do a rare endgame bow, for example. Okay, so you're gonna buy one fractured. Maybe we just talk about elemental bows. Okay, so when you're playing an elemental build, probably on your prefix you want 3 lines of tier 1 elemental damage, so you're gonna purchase one fractured T1 maybe fire damage bow. Okay, and you're gonna essence spam until you get another line or another modifier of any damage until you have 3, right? And once you have craft finish your bow, this is where the Crucible League mechanic comes in. You want to have additional stats on it because it looks cool. Okay, the 3 looks super cool on bow. There's like +1 projectile, +1 to dex jam, there's like onslaught, attack speed and stuff like that. Okay, you want to try and mix and match a very good Crucible tree for your build. Okay, however, this is where the problem comes. Once you have completed your endgame item or rare endgame item, when you want to go to the Forge of Titans to build your tree, okay, or even on maps, okay, when you are you go to maps and you try to cook up a nice Crucible tree, and somehow the tree screws you up big time. Okay, like probably the second there's only one second node that probably has maybe additional crit multiplier, but it reduces your base crit chance. Holy crap. Then that's it. That's it. The Crucible tree is screwed. You can't really progress it. And what do you have to do? You have to go to the Forge of Titans, run through the map all the way to the end, and it takes like a few minutes. Okay? And put your bow inside the forge and remove it. And go back to map and kill the Crucible Forge or whatever it is, that statue looking thing again, and cook again. And if it still sucks, you're gonna repeat this process. Can you imagine the number of steps you need to do, repeat, remove, do again and again and again? It's very, very annoying. Not to mention the whole entire Crucible League mechanic in maps is also very long. Okay, it's annoying. Like, why do I have to press the note on the Crucible? You know, when you're standing close to the statue or the forge, I don't know what the hell is that. Okay, whatever it is, you have to press that circle, which is basically the passive node, to actually generate like the the bar. Okay, the bar where it determines how much experience you want to gain on the item. Alright, and when you reach a certain limit, let's say 70, 80, 90%, your first tree will be filled and you're gonna see the tree. Okay, so like my real question is, what the hell do we need to press that for like a mere, how long was that? 8 seconds or maybe 10? Okay, I didn't really time, but I know it's very long. Okay, like when you see a tree, when you see a Crucible, so you literally have to press, hold on and press. Okay, hold on and press. Like, why can't you just give us a fucking slider bar? That solves everything, right? It's like efficient is good. Give us a number, how much you need to cook 100%. Okay, and then we adjust from there. Like just a slider bar. That's interactive, right? It's fast, interactive, and good. Like why can't we do that instead of holding down, wasting the time, looking at the monsters trying to spawn from the ground? I don't get it. And the Force of the Titan, there are like so many monsters there, which is redundant. I don't know why they are there. If we can have access to the forge without killing the monsters, then what are they doing there? There is no achievement in the normal Primeval Remnant. Okay, there's only achievement in the Primordial Remnant, and holy crap, the Primordial Remnant is goddamn expensive. Okay, it's very rare. Let's not talk about it. Yeah, you could have just bring us like probably an item that says, you know, you put the item, you probably like if you click the item, it brings out a forge. Okay, like literally the user interface of the forge itself, and we can just put our item there, click, and you know, give us whatever that is on the forge. It's either remove Crucible tree, combine Crucible tree, or add Crucible tree to unique items. Any one of this. Okay, you can just do that instead of making us go in and try to walk all the way to the end. And if probably at the forge there is some unique crazy monsters we can't kill, then what am I gonna do? I have to walk all the way back with all those crazy monsters, rare and unique monsters spawning. Bro, beginners are not gonna like that. they are probably just gonna die like 10,000 times and like just fuck this shit. I'm not gonna play this league anymore. Because it's too strong. They cannot handle it on low budget builds. Right? Like come on, let's be honest, man. Which low budget build can actually handle Crucible? I can tell you none. Okay, I can tell you literally none. When you're on full blast, 100%, the monsters are still insane. That's how crazy it is. Alright. Okay, and let's talk about next, which is player retention. Okay, I think the player retention has been reduced like very drastically. This is like the third league only, and there is a website on POEDB that shows it has dropped by more than 50% already. Yeah, more than 50%, which means probably on the first week, let's just say there's 100,000 people, okay, 100k people playing. Now it is like 45k. That's not very good. Okay, that's not very good. Survey wise, I don't know what is the real reason. There is really no survey. However, what I think is because, like I say, the Crucible League mechanic is okay. Don't get me wrong, right? The Crucible tree is very interesting. Okay, it is really interesting, but it is not very user friendly and interactive to a point where people feel it is worth the time doing it. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. Time consumption is one problem. The game is such a fast pace now, and you introduce such a slow mechanic where you need people to go through so much hassle just to get a single skill tree that probably, yes, it does benefit a lot for some build. It does chuck up some very crazy insane combos, okay, but on the lower side, if I just want a very mediocre item, then people is just gonna tell you it's not worth my time. Okay, I'm just gonna skip the league mechanic content. Okay, it doesn't earn me any currency anyway, so yeah, I'll just skip it. Why do I even need to bother doing it? Alright. Like how many times do you actually get a jolt in 4 maps? If you do all the Crucible. Maybe one jolt. Okay, if you're lucky, maybe 2. Yeah. So what is 1 jolt? 9C? You're gonna earn 9C for all the struggle and hard work trying to kill those crazy tanky rare monsters that hit you so hard. Yeah, people are just gonna say it's not worth doing it and just skip it. Just play my own game casually. Right? So I think this is the real problem that people are leaving because it's repetitive. Again. Okay, and yeah, next is I just want to talk about the current meta. So let me just go over to POE Ninja. Okay, let's go to builds. A quick one, very quick one. The current meta now is definitely bow builds. Okay, bow builds have just a crazy, powerful, insane amount of buff this week. Okay, with the Vengeance Cascade, literally like projectiles coming back to you and pierce everything. So it literally does not pierce back to you, but it pierces beyond you. Okay, if you didn't know, which means if you have Vengeance Cascade. Okay, so for those of you that does not know what is Vengeance Cascade, let me just show you. It's basically this node over here. Okay, 50% increase projectile speed, attack projectiles return to you, returning projectiles pierce all targets. Which means if you shoot something, let's say lightning arrow, okay, it's the best build now. Lightning arrow, you shoot in front, it will return to you back like the way how Nimis work, but it does not stop at you. Okay, it pierces you and go past beyond you. So it kind of like hit a cone in front and behind you. Okay, even though the arrows that hit behind, I honestly don't know what are they for, but it's still very insane when you're doing 100% daily maps. Okay, for example, it's really very good. Okay, so yeah, with that, there are just too many good buffs for bow. Like here, multi-shot attacks fire an additional projectile. Like wow, okay, +1 arrow. Master Fletcher, bow attacks fire additional arrow. What? Another +1 arrow? That's for no reason. This is like an additional volley support. And with this, right, they come in hand, and that is why there are so many bow builds that you can't just miss this out. You just put a thread of hope here and you can annoy all of these nodes. It's just insane. Every node that you take from here is so goddamn strong, and it's just so value town just from one unit jewel. Okay, so yeah, Dead Eye is definitely the build to go this league. Look, there's like lightning arrow, there's tornado shot, artillery, ballista. I have no idea why Venom Gyra is here. Oh yeah, Venom Gyra uses plays with the eye. Yeah, quite. Okay, sorry, my bad. So yeah, there's like ice shot as well, and then there's barrage. I think barrage goes together with lightning arrow or ice shot. There's like kinetic blast, so on and so forth. But oh man, after I've seen my friends play the arrow builds, I got to say that build is crazy powerful and fast. Okay, you can just go full glass cannon with it. It doesn't matter because it's not even gonna reach you. Okay, the damage is just insane, and the clear is just insane. Okay, and then next we have what? Juggernaut, Righteous Fire again. Right, this thing never dies. This thing will never die. I think there's really no reason, no specific reason to nerf it. I feel it is actually balanced because the damage is not as strong as before. Okay, but at the same time, because you're not dealing so much damage, you are scaling more towards the defensive layers. You can literally do almost everything. Okay, at a low budget cost. That's why this is so good. So good for beginners as well because you don't die. Like, who the hell likes to die so much in POE? Nobody. I don't think anybody likes to die so much. It gets very frustrating and annoying if you die a lot. Right, so Juggernaut RF is really very friendly, user friendly character. Okay, next is like Pathfinder. Pathfinder is just Toxic Rain. This thing, I think Toxic Rain has like been one of the popular favorites, whether or not the streamers or the popular content creators are promoting it. Okay, it has always been very popular. But the other thing that catches my eye was this Devouring Totem. Okay, so if you guys didn't know, right, what the heck is this build? I've never seen this build. It isn't Devouring Totem like okay, let me just click one. Okay, so basically Devouring Totem, what the hell is it? Okay, here. What does Devouring Totem do? It basically summons a totem where every corpse it consumes is going to leech you that amount of life and mana. So the first question probably you're going to ask me is like, how the hell is this a damage build or whatever? Okay, it is because of a Crucible skill tree inside that allows the totem to explode. Okay, I do not know the exact modifier, but I've seen people play like DS Lily. She's been showing this, and it's the damage output that comes up from this self-suicide totem. It's really crazy for a very low budget build. Like, on a low budget scale, this shit build, even if you get some shit gears or whatever, okay, really trash garbage gear, but you have that 5th Crucible tree node, can kill Uber bosses. Like, what the hell? Uber bosses. Okay? Uber bosses just by putting all these totems and, you know, just running away. You're just gonna scale like maximum tankiness, block if you want, otherwise just your determination, grace, and flash charges, so on and so forth. And the totems just explode and deals a gazillion tons of damage because of its life. Okay, they deal damage equals to its, I don't know, is it its maximum or its current life? Okay, but whenever like this kind of exploding things deal damage, right, it's like always some sort of like pure damage, and it stacks very crazily. So this is really something that caught my attention, but I will not play it. Okay, and yeah, this is Pathfinder, and the rest is pretty much the same, I guess. I have no idea why is this temporal chains. Okay, I have no idea why is this temporal chains. I'm not gonna look into it. Cyclone is probably just Cyclone, Ice Spear, Ice Nova on the very high budget for occultists. Blade Vortex is and has always been here. It's a really good mapper, right? And what else do we have? Elementalist. Elementalist is slightly, oh, there's like Righteous Fire Elementalist. Okay, that's interesting. I did not see this. I have not been looking at this page for very long already, so I also don't know what is the meta. Okay. Necromancer, Summon Raging Spirit, Raise Spectra. Raise Spectra has become popular because of the Frost Barrier Spectras from Crucible. They are very, very painful. Sometimes you realize when you actually cook something in the map, or when you're standing beside a forge or the statue, there's this one monster like holding like some sort of thing behind his back. He's like slouching and he's like throwing bombs at you. That's Frost Barrier. That's the Frost Barrier monster. And they are very, very strong and pain. They have some sort of shotgun effect where if they throw 3 projectiles, they are AoE. And if the area of effect is really very big, and if you are standing within all 3 projectile areas, you basically take 3 instances of damage, and that thing is gonna one-shot you. Okay, very easily gonna one-shot you. And that's why it is popular. It's one of the very popular builds this thing. Okay. And the rest, I think it's just the usual stuff. Okay, there's really nothing super changing going on this league as well. Champion, we have the Corrupting Fever. I assume this is like the Grimroll favorites or special. Okay. Ascendant is your cast when damage taken. Okay. The cast when damage taken, Ice Spear, Creeping Force, Freezing Pulse, whatever shit is still here. And Trickster is Frostblaze. This has been promoted by who is that? Zizaran? If I remember correctly, it was Zizaran. Okay, I am not sure. And yeah, this is like the current state of the meta now. The rest I'm not just not gonna go through. The main ones are literally Deadeye, Juggernaut, and Pathfinder. Okay, these 3 are the top contender. Alright. And I am going to talk about my plans now. Okay, so regarding my plans, first of all, I am currently working on a Skeleton Mage build right now. Okay, I know it's a bit late, but I wanted to churn out something that is good for beginners. Like whether or not you have been playing this league for like one league, 2 league, or 3 league, if you are still trying to learn the game, if you are still trying to understand what are the good things to farm, what you're interested in, what do you really want to do, I would tell you Minion build is probably the best. Okay, because all the other builds are kind of complicated, and Minion builds generally are just tanks. They are like a walking tank. Okay, you have high life, you have max block, you have armor. Like, it's really very hard to die on a Minion build. Okay, unless you are like you took somebody else's build and they'll just go full glass cannon, then I'm sorry, that one is not my fault. You actually followed a not so friendly Minion build, but they know what they are doing. Okay, they went a gazillion ton of DPS because they know what they are doing. They know how to dodge, what to avoid, and stuff like that. However, my Minion build is more towards the very tanky version, and is really catered more towards in short, it's just beginner friendly. Okay, where it allows you to really learn stuff, even help you in very punishing events. So let's just say if you are like stuck in a herd of monsters or whatsoever, you're not gonna die instantly. Okay, you will be very tanky, I assure you that. You'll be so tanky, and it's really good for you. Like, hey, I should not be teleporting here, I should not be flame dashing here, I need to avoid this, avoid that, so on and so forth. And that's where you learn, because Minion builds are very forgiving. Okay, so what can this Skeleton Mage build do? Okay, the whole purpose is basically to kill Uber bosses. Yep. With the anomalous projectile, I think faster projectile, what it does is it basically the projectiles that Skeleton Mages shoot will come back to you. Okay, so it works like Nimis or Vengeance Cascade, if you will. Okay, and yeah, that's the whole reason why I want to try this. It's really meant to just fight Uber bosses, because one of the achievements this league was to kill Uber bosses as well. Okay, so it's ultra tanky. Like I said, it's good for beginners. it is good for casual farming, okay? It is really very good for casual farming because it's very forgiving as well. However, the build is really not meant for juice farming. When I say juice farming, I'm talking about like 80% daily maps, 100% daily max, simulacrum. What else is there? Like maybe 4 compass, 4 scarabs. Those kind of very very juice farmings. No, I don't think you should play a minion build for that. Okay, and second is I'm gonna continue to update and fix all of my previous builds one at a time. Okay, I'm not some Superman. I still have my daily work to do. Work is piling up for me these few weeks, especially this league. I'm not gonna have so much time to play as much as last league. So yeah, one build at a time, probably like Explode BV, both COC, a lot of you that is actually anticipating it. I might not update all, so it really depends on my availability. Because you need to understand, first of all, once I have changed the build, okay, or once I fixed the build on POE, that is just theory crafting, okay. I don't really like to just solely base on theory crafting because it's not gonna give like real information. You really have to try it out before you know if it's good or not, okay. So that's why I still have, after I theory craft, I have to build a character, I have to build up currency, and I have to test the low budget version for it, okay. By doing all these 4 steps, right, it requires time, okay. And also I always would try to make it viable on Kickstart as well. Like I really do not want to just build a high budget build and it's not something. If it's something that you can start out and league start, there will be alternatives and stuff, but I prefer to do a build with at least a low and high budget. So if anybody wants to start out on the next league, by all means you can just go that straight. Right, so this is really subject to my availability. And third, okay, I am planning to do a very unique build. This has been going on my mind for like 2 weeks ago already. Okay, 2 weeks ago. I have never seen anyone do it before. Okay, I've tried to search. I have searched for videos, searched for Reddit, searched for those POE VOD, POE builds, whatever. There isn't really anybody that actually tried to do this before. Okay, so same theory crafting is gonna be a big problem because this is a whole new brand new build. Okay, it's gonna be, the budget is gonna be higher than most of my high budget build, which is, I will say, probably gonna sit at 70 to 80 div. I think, depending on market economy situations. Because there are a few certain unique items that is required for this build, okay? So just a quick glimpse or hint, it's actually Frostblade COC. Yup, it's Frostblade COC and it's a 1 button build. It is not Cyclone, but it is a Frostblade COC that utilizes both attack and spell damage. Okay, I'm not gonna spoil any more things, no spoiler alerts or whatsoever. I have to try and build it out first. It was actually like 1/4 in progression like 2 weeks ago, and then it was like half progression like last week. And I did it at times, so I just drop it off. But I vow I'm gonna do it this week. Okay? Especially now when things are getting bored, I will do it. Alright, so last. Okay, oh no, this is not last. Okay, sorry. The next thing is the 4th one. I will continue to explore other methods of farming strategies. Okay, if you know me well enough, you will know I prefer farming strategies that are minimalistic. Okay, which means simple and easy. Like maybe 1 or 2 compass, L and go with growing horde, stuff like that. These kind of situations. So yeah, you can just look forward to it. I'm going to be testing other league mechanics farming like it. Breach, Metamorph, Blight. I will update them on my Google spreadsheet, and in the next league you can just choose one and go with it. It should be pretty much the same, and there will not be a lot of changes. Okay, so 5th, I really hope I can just stick on to this league slightly longer. Like I said, it's starting to get really very bored, even for the players and the bros all in my Discord. We all know it's starting to get really boring already. Like, we are not going anywhere. there is really no hype and no spark to farm for Headhunter, Mage Blood or whatsoever, right? So yeah, I really hope I can stick on more to this league to share with you guys more builds and farming strategies so that you can have a blast next league. Okay, and next league is probably going to be a blast, and this is why I'm going to talk about it right now, which is POE 2. Okay, if you guys didn't know, right, POE 1, sorry, which is currently this, okay, it's actually coming to an end pretty soon. Much more sooner than you think. Okay, I would say about 6 months. Okay, about 6 months or less, or probably just plus minus, okay, maybe 7 or 8 months or around there. So this league is 3.21, correct? Next league will be 3.22, okay, and 3.22 is going to be the last league before POE 2 is released. Yep, you heard me right. For those of you that did not know, or you did not watch the Q&A from Chris Wilson's and whatever, I am going to tell you this. So 3.22 is going to be the last league before POE 2 is released, or that's what like Chris Wilson and his dev team says, okay? Hopefully it is real. So the next question is, what's going to happen to POE 1 when POE 2 is released? The answer is POE 2 is not a whole new game. Okay, a lot of people has this misconception. It is not a whole new game. Okay, we are still running on, okay, maybe a better engine. Okay, but it's basically a transition from POE 1 with better graphics, new items, equipments, link styles, new campaigns, chapters. Is there a new character? I don't know. Okay, a lot of information has not been revealed yet. But what I do know is POE 2 is like going to have a very big major mega change whatever from POE 1. Okay, so you really don't have to worry about your current MTX that you have spent. Everything will be brought over to POE 2. Like I say, POE 2 is not a brand new game. Okay, it is literally just a transition from the current POE right here. Okay, it's just better graphics, better campaigns, new story mode. You can look through cutscenes, I assume, and yeah, new equipment. There's like spears and crossbow, right? So yeah, it's just some super ultra mega major update where the game evolves, becomes better than before. I hope it becomes better than before. I hope the game will not be disappointing. They have been developing this for years, just like Diablo 4. Okay? As of now, like Diablo 4 is kind of, I wouldn't say disappointing, but they should release more stuff for people to try. Right, so yep, that's what I want to talk about. Okay, my opinions and thoughts on the Crucible League and my upcoming plans, plus what you need to know on the very baseline of POE 2. Right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.